everybody, this is Pitchco Black here and welcome back to the unboxing of some books. So yeah, without further ado, this is... I completely fucked up that. Hello everybody, this is Pitchco Black here and welcome to Underworld Update number 26. And today in this Underworld Update I'm going to be unboxing some Doc 2 books that I purchased as a bundle off eBay. So without further ado, let us begin this unboxing. Dick move, my friend. Seriously, why the fuck would somebody do that? Okay then, so I've got the books out. Now, this is a lot that I purchased for £10 off of eBay, which I thought was really good because one of the books in here I was really interested in getting. But the thing is, one of the books that I had in this lot I already actually own, which I don't mind because in that lot was 3 Doc 2 books that I really wanted to get, particularly one of them. And that book I already got in this little, and the book that I already have in my collection that's in this lot. God, I'm too excited to even form words today. I'm there. But that book that I already had was the Devil Goblins from Neptune. They're very fun to say, Devil Goblins from Neptune. So yes, I've already got the Devil Goblins from Neptune. So yeah, and this lot just came with the Devil Goblins from Neptune. So I've got to take off the Devil Goblins from Neptune now. So yeah, the Devil Goblins from Neptune. So yeah, it's nice to have another couple of the Devil Goblins from Neptune. So yeah, now on to the actual books that I actually do not have. First one is a missing adventure, System Shock by Justin Richards. So we have Doc 2 The Missing Adventures, System Shock, Justin Richards. And here we have the 4th Doctor, very grumpy looking 4th Doctor. Sarah Jane with a rifle. Then this kind of DVD with a rainbow effect there, and the villain of the story. Then there's the spine. So yeah. And then this is the back of the book. We have the title, who's in this book, a quote from the story, the blurb, the Doc 2 logo, which story this adventure takes place in between, and then we have a bit about Justin Richards, then all sorts of miscellaneous things down here. We've got the barcode, who designed the cover, and all sorts of prices and stuff. So for the blurb itself, we have System Shock, an original novel featuring the 4th Doctor, Sarah and Harry, with dicing with death on the information superhighway to hell. And cue it out AGDQ song. A rebellion on another planet, a kidnapping in central London, the head of MI5 assassinated, a hostage seize suddenly and violently ended by the SAS. A computer CD slips into the Doctor's pocket by a dead man. It's 1998, the year I was born, and the global information superhighway is about to come online. Offnet controls everything digital, from cars to sliding doors, from interactive television to military command and control systems. The Doctor and Sarah must join forces with an old friend in a race against time to prevent the breakdown of technological society and full and unconventional alien takeover bid. Then there you've got the Doc 2 logo. This adventure takes place between the television story Seeds of Doom and the Mask of Mandragora. Justin Richards is the author of the new adventure Theatre of War, which is seen to be adapted by Big Finish. With qualifications in English and theatre, he works at multinational computer corporation in the areas of end-user interface with human-centric design, whatever that means. Well said, Blurb. So yeah, this is one I don't know too much about. Apparently it's meant to be really good, and this book actually got a sequel, which was again by Justin Richards in the PDA line of BBC books, which was called Millennial Shock. I've heard this book is just absolutely fantastic, so I'm very curious in reading it. Next book, which I've also heard is fantastic, and quite a thin one actually, and that is Set Piece by Kate Orman. So yeah, let's take a look at the cover. We have the new Doctor Who Adventures, Set Piece by Kate Orman. Then for the cover itself we have the pyramids with some Egyptian lady, where we've got the pyramids in the background, and then on this desert, which I'm assuming is in Egypt, we have this Egyptian woman who's about to slice and dice this ant-like robot, which is quite an interesting cover. Then there's the spine, Set Piece by Kate Orman. I'm getting lots of glare. Well, you can't even see that really, but it's a Set Piece by Kate Orman on there, which you can't even make out. And then the Sylvester McCoy logo down there. Dead. He was dead. How the hell was she supposed to do CPR on a man with two hearts? And then for the back itself, we have a quote from the story. The blurb, the new Doctor Who Adventures, a bit about the book, or a bit about the range, and a bit about Kate Orman. Then barcode down there, and what genre this book is, science fiction, TV time, and the prices. Then for the text itself, dead. He was dead. How the hell was she supposed to do CPR on a man with two hearts? Focus. Nope, second the camera doesn't work. There's a rip in the fabric of space and time. Passenger ships are disappearing from the interstellar traffic lanes. In an attempt to find out who's behind the disappearances, the Doctor and Ace allow themselves to be captured. But when Bernice's rescue attempts to go terribly wrong, the time travellers find themselves scattered throughout history. Ace, stranded in ancient Egypt, struggles to survive in an environment as alien as a distant planet. The Earth 3,000 years before she was born. She manages to find employment as a nobleman's bodyguard, and then she comes face to face with the mental horrors which have pursued her through time, the creatures she saw kill the Doctor. And then there's a little bit of text here about the Virgin New Adventures line, which says, full-length original novels based on the longest-running science fiction television series of all time. The BBC's Doctor Who New Adventures take the TARDIS into previously unexplored realms of space and time. Kate Orman, then you got a bit about down here about Kate Orman. Kate Orman reckons it's about time she wasn't the only woman and the only Antipodean writing for the New Adventures. Her first book in the series, The Left-Handed Hummingbird, is consistently voted one of the most popular by fans. So yeah, again, I don't know too much about this book, but I've heard it's a fantastic Doctor Who book, so I am quite curious in reading it, but not as curious as reading the final book in this little lot, which is Original Sin by Andy Lane, which I'm going to probably start reading later today. So we have the new Doctor Who Adventures, Original Sin by Andy Lane. Then on the surface of this planet, which I don't know the name of, probably says on the blurb, we have this kind of ice crystal kind of structure there, with a volcanic looking mountain in the background there, with some plants and stuff, and then kind of a grassy area the characters are standing on, and this kind of galaxy kind of coloured sky with all sorts of little bubbles and stuff is a very interesting background. Then for the foreground we have a very well drawn 7th Doctor being captured by who I'm assuming is Christopher Quedge and Rosalind Forrester, who are the who became companions in the Virgin New Adventures line, from this book all the way up to not Original Sin, Survivalist Sin, which was the penultimate 7th Doctor novel in the Virgin New Adventure line. So yeah, and this is their introduction novel. as companions. Then on the spine we have Original Sin by Andy Lane, which is not picking up on the camera. So yeah, then there you've got the Sylvester McCoy logo down there again. Then on the back we have a quote from this book, which I absolutely love, and then there we've got the blurb. Then you've got the new Doctor Who Adventures logo down there, a bit about the line, and then a bit about Andy Lane, who designed the cover, which is Slater Anderson, the same person who designed the cover for the set piece. Then there you've got the barcode, and then some prices and what genre this book is, which is science fiction and TV tie-in. And then for the quote and the blurb and all of the miscellaneous bits and pieces, it says, I'm playing with a fire so dangerous I could scorch eternity, which is just an absolutely incredible quote. I would say on par with Some Corners of the Universe Have Read the Most Terrible Things, They Must Be Fought speech from, or quote from the moon base. The last words of a dying alien send the Doctor and Bernice to 30th century Earth in an attempt to avert an unspecified disaster. Before they can even unpack, they've been arrested by the adjudicators and sentenced to death by the Imperial Army. Their attempts to prove their innocence take them from the mosaic planet Purgatory. Really does look like Purgatory. I'm not saying that right, am I? To a prison inside a star. Meanwhile, adjudicators Ross Forrester or Rosalind Forrester and Chris or Christopher Quedge have their own problems. Investigating a series of apparently motiveless murders, they have stumbled upon a conspiracy with sinister overtones. On the run and out of luck, the only people they can trust to they can turn to are their chief suspects, the Doctor and Bernice. And as they run, someone is watching them, someone who knows the Doctor of old. Which reminds me of something which I'll say later on. Full-length original novel is based on the longest-running science fiction television series of all time, the BBC's Doctor Who. The New Adventures takes the TARDIS into a previously unexplored realm of space and time. After many years of writing book reviews, Andy Lane has now started to sell horror, science fiction and fantasy stories to American anthologies. He is the author of 2 previous New Adventures, Lucifer Rising with Jim Mortimer and All-Consuming Fire, with John H. Watson MD. So yeah, and that reminds me about the surprise return of an old Doctor Who villain. It's actually an old villain from, I don't want to be too specific just in case that kind of might give it away, but it's an old villain from 1960s Doctor Who, which is interesting, and I unfortunately got spoiled online who the actual villain was, somehow can't remember where, but I'm kind of happy that I did get that spoiled for me, simply because it made me even more curious about reading this book, which I probably will start reading later on today, probably after I've read this book, and it's actually quite a long book, it's over 300, it's almost 320 pages. So yeah, I'm very curious in reading this book. So yeah, and that pretty much concludes my Doctor Who unboxing of System Shock, Original Sin, set piece, and a spare copy of The Devil Goblins from Neptune. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pitch Go Black, dematerializing.